Everyone, in this audio segment, I'm reading down a list that's supposed to give validity to the hollow earth theory, but it comes across more as like a disinfo article. If you want full podcast episodes, go to ourbigdumbmouth.com. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Well, this is the top 10 strange reports about hollow earth, Joe. Do not confuse people, please.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Number 10, holes in the poles. That's right.
Heard about that before.
Yeah. In 19...
I got a hole in my pole. You know what I mean?
Joe?
Sorry. Joke, Joe.
In 1906, William Reed published The Phantom of the Poles. In it, the author produced what he felt was solid proof that the Earth was actually hollow inside. In the newspaper interview, Mr. Reed said that the hollow Earth theory was the most natural way to account for the flattening of the Earth in the polar regions. There we go. Okay, Mr. Reed's book is now classic among those who believe in the possibility of the hollow Earth theory. How about that, Joe? Number 9, icebergs from inside the Earth. One of the most bizarre theories from hollow Earth and their believers was that icebergs come from the inner Earth. While it is hard to wrap one's head around the idea, author William Reed claimed that the idea made perfect sense. Icebergs, he told the Sunday Times, are formed inside the Earth and come sailing out of the polar holes, passing round the edge and emerging in the ocean on the outside. Can you visualize how this is done, Joe?
No. This sounds like
Mario pipe.
Yeah, it's like that.
I think Columbia nailed it with like a kind of like a Mario pipe scenario.
Yeah, that sounds all right. It's just like once it goes up, it's just there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Number 8, cellular cosmology. By
of course.
1908, newspapers around the world were discussing yet another hollow Earth theory. According to Dr. Cyrus R. Teed, we have been fooled by the scientists. We do not live on the outer surface of the planet Earth. In fact, the Earth is actually more like a cell, and we are living on the inside of it. This inner world is all that there is. Nothing exists outside our planetary cell. The sun is in the middle of the cell, about 6,400 kilometers away. That's about 4,000 miles to you and I, Joe.
Yes, we should drive there someday, take a road trip.
Sure, we could. 3 atmospheres around the sun, including one of hydrogen, so we can't see the fiery orb itself. We merely see the local accumulation of the sun's energies, which is approximately 1,400 kilometers from us. So we are, if you can think of us living on the inside of a beach ball, we are on the I guess the wall, and then on the inside, the center of the beach ball would be the sun, and everything's much closer. But I don't know why we couldn't just see that. With a powerful enough telescope, we should be able to see the other side of the world. And I don't know how this accounts for light and darkness.
Now, I mean, they still haven't figured out how they turn the image upside down when it comes through your eye. So you don't know shit. This is totally legit, dude.
All right. Well, hey, dude, I'm just reading down the top 10 lists of strange reports about hollow Earth. That's what I'm doing.
It sounds like flat Earth and hollow Earth kind of coming together. I like it.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of mix those theories together, definitely. Number 7, the center is inhabited. I like this one a lot because this goes into a lot of other areas. The idea of hollow Earth was being discussed well before the 1900s. A newspaper article from 1884 announced that Americus Sims was giving a lecture on his father's hollow Earth theory. His father, John Clevis Sims Jr., had published a pamphlet in the early 1800s describing what it was like inside the Earth. John passed away in 1829, but Americus kept up with the alternative theory. During the lecture, Americus gave the names of 3 men who had visited the inside of the Earth, met with people living there, and discussed the language and agriculture of the inner world. But now,
Yeah.
I mean, when we go back to like things like missing 411, hollow Earth comes up, and like different creatures that live within the Earth are theorized to come out and snatch humans and bring them into the underworld. Clown Baby did a very long segment not too long ago about Mel's Hole. And
It's a hot hole. I love that hole.
Mel's
One of
Hole,
my favorite holes.
And I like Mel's Hole. I like that entire series. We did just a synopsis. Clown Baby did a synopsis on it, but it's all on YouTube if you want to listen to it. Art Bell segments, and even George Norrie on Coast to Coast AM did a whole hours and hours on Mel's Hole. And this relates to the inner Earth thing and creatures living down there. Joe's not a big fan of that.
I love all the creatures in the middle of the hollow Earth. They're my favorite ones, and they taste delicious when you put them in the form of nuggets.
All right.
Fry them.
You are very, very close to going to fuck me in the ass, penitentiary, joke jail.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, Clown Baby's distracting me with his hilarious image of a chef shooting noodles into his brain.
Hey,
From the Slack chat.
Clown Baby, what do you think about the hollow Earth theory and everything I've said so far?
I mean, it's very interesting. I'd give it a 99.9% chance of not being true, though.
Okay.
Yes, this sounds like maybe a little far. It's just like probably not true.
Well, if those other 4 haven't really convinced you yet, let's power on down the list here, please. We have 6 more to go.
Right. Maybe I'll change my opinion here.
Yeah, please.
We'll see.
Number 6, because globes are hollow.
Wait, because
That's proof, of course.
Wait, they're seeing like globes you'd use even at your house or in a classroom. Since they are hollow, someone making those globes must know something, and therefore the Earth is hollow. Yay! That's quite amazing.
Nothing but sense.
Well, I mean,
I like that one. I actually might use it on somebody. I'm wearing my our Hollow Earth shirt I got from what's his name's Higher Side Chat store. That shirt I got. So if someone brings it up to me like, you believe in you believe in Hollow Earth? Like, well, globes are hollow.
Have you ever opened one?
Yeah, you ever opened one?
That's right.
well, maybe if I read down the reason here, it might convince you a little bit more. As the studier scientists were snubbing the hollow Earth theories mentioned in the newspaper, some religious people were wrapping their beliefs around the possibility of a hollow Earth. In an article from 1893, a commentator openly stated that God does nothing in vain and that it would make little sense for a deity to create the Earth from a solid ball. Okay, this so far so good. To drive his point home, the commentator asked, would not the animals on Earth be more solid at their center than at their circumference, instead of being strongly ribbed near the surface so as to support the greatest pressure, leaving the cavity in the center capable of an active operation? Doesn't that make sense to you, Joe? So,
yes.
Wouldn't it make
makes
sense?
Much sense as having like 9 genders in it.
Like you and I. So if the Earth is solid and a molten core, shouldn't we too have like a crusty exterior and like a molten solid, heavy, dense core too as humans?
I mean, if you come down to Austin, I'll chop you up and we'll find out.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
Number
buddy.
Number
Chop
5.
you up.
Number 5. A solid Earth is too heavy for orbit. Many of the men speaking out.
Wait. What do you mean
No.
too heavy? What do you mean too heavy for orbit? Like it's gonna fall off some kind of track?
Let me explain to
Gonna
you.
break our orbit?
Let me explain this to you,
Okay,
please.
sorry.
Many of the men speaking out in support of Hollow Earth felt that it was the only reasonable scientific conclusion as to how we remain in orbit around the sun. For example, George Epson gave a lecture in 1905 on his alternative theories about the Earth. According to him, if the Earth was not hollow, it would not be able to retain its position in space. Epson also believed that there were large holes in the pole where sunlight entered and lit up the inner world. To get inside, he believed that all it would take is to descend into a large air carriage under the easy control of an operator and plunge yourself down through one of these holes, much like a deep sea diver with one of the like a bells and all that kind of stuff. So you can get a helmet on yourself. They'll throw you down one of the holes at the pole, and you're in the underworld. There you go.
Who's this guy?
This is George Epson.
Yeah, his children
Charlie
should be.
Kelly, scientist Charlie Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who it is?
No, it's from Always Sunny. But
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, well, whoever it is, his children should be taken away from him.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Maybe the Earth is just gonna fall out of orbit.
It could. I need a minute now.
It's too heavy
It's
to be
gonna
in
crack
orbit.
like an egg.
It's far too heavy.
We're like the yolky middle. We're gonna be frying out in the sun that doesn't exist somewhere in the middle of the. I don't know.
The sun's it's literally the sun is 2 miles away from us.
Yeah. That's why I can see it every day. Duh.
Mm-hmm. Here's number 4. Now the Aurora Borealis makes sense.
Oh yes, yes. Tie it all in together, please.
Some of the scientific theories that came out of the early 1900s were enough to make one's head spin. For example, the origin of the Aurora Borealis. According to Hollow Earth theorists, at that time, the Aurora Borealis was nothing more than fires reflected from the inside of the Earth.
Yep.
Since the inner Earth was full of crystals that reflected the light of the sun into the hollow land, it would only make sense that the fires from the people inside the Earth would reflect outward and up into the sky.
Nothing but sense. Yep.
And since we only see typically the Aurora Borealis towards the northern or southern parts of the globe, this would make sense that the interior the people living on the inside of the Earth, making fires and watching TV, that all that light would escape through the holes and be reflected on the atmosphere that we see.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what kind of TV shows they have in the interior. Do you think they have 2.5 Men still? What if it's the hot, like instead of the Big Bang Theory, it's called like the Hollow Earth Theory or stuff like that? Like really,
Still just as bad.
they just have opposite TV shows. Instead of Happy Days, it's just called Bad Days. Bad things just happen.
I like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Family Feud. It's like family gatherings.
Family togetherness. They don't
Yes.
compete. Everything's opposite down there.
Family reunion.
Instead of elf, it would be a person, like a human, that dug through the earth and wound up in inner earth. Yeah.
Instead of
friends, it would be enemies.
No, perfect strangers. It would be perfect strangers.
Yeah, that would still work. And Seinfeld would still be Seinfeld. It would just be the Bizarro Seinfeld, where it'd be Feldman and all those guys.
Yeah. And then Jerry Seinfeld would come in on the Bizarro episode of theirs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, number 3. We're gonna get here. Number 3. Germany believed in Hollow Earth. Not surprisingly,
they believed in it.
Yeah. Not surprisingly, there are reports that Adolf Hitler and many other post-World War II Germans believe in the Hollow Earth doctrine. All sorts of crazy whispers on the internet state that Hitler escaped to the Hollow Earth and lived out his days in peace. I hadn't heard that.
I've heard Antarctica.
I've heard Argentina. I've heard Brazil.
Yeah, Argentina. Yeah.
I never.
South America, basically.
Yeah, South America. I've never heard that Hitler went to the inner Earth. I didn't hear that, so maybe I'm missing something. A Sydney newspaper article from 1954 claimed that Hitler adopted it along with the fortune-telling astrology and locating enemy ships by a pendulum swinging over a map. This is talking about Hitler's crazy occultism and the whole Third Reich occultism at that point, too. Lumping the Hollow Earth theory in with fortune-telling and astrology was a quick way to dismiss the validity of any theory. Okay. Number 2, still sought after. To this day, people continue to believe in the possibility of a hollow Earth. In 2002, Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell had a guest, Dallas Thompson, who had a near-death experience where knowledge came to him about the hollow Earth. Thompson explained he planned on making an expedition to the hole in the pole in 2003.
The hole in the pole.
Going to the hole in the pole.
That sounds like a some kind of
Radio stunt.
radio stunt, some kind of porno. The hole in the pole.
Caller number 9. I'm going to take you to the hole in the pole.
Yeah, sounds like a wrestling event. They're giving away tickets on the radio.
Yeah, it's like like a ladder match. But sometime after publishing Cosmic Manuscript, a book about his spiritual experience, Thompson disappeared. Others believe in Hollow Earth have gone so far as to say have gone so far as to moving to Alaska. Being closer to the North Pole, they hope that would lend them easier to finding an opening near the North Pole leading to inner Earth. Okay. And number 1, blame it on Halley. We can blame the hollow Earth theory on Edmund Halley, the astronomer who discovered Halley's Comet. Actually, it might be Halley. Is it Halley or Halley's?
No, it's Halley's Comet. So.
Halley? Yeah. Halley's Comet. In 1672, Halley wrote a theory that the Earth was a series of shells. We live on the outer shell. Under the crust comes the hollow space filled with air. Then the next shell, another airspace, another shell, more air, and finally, the Earth's core. Halley believed that there are 3 air spaces were capable of supporting life and were lit up by continuous luminescent air. He also believed that these inner Earths were also inhabited by people and animals. There you go. The top 10 reasons and strange reports about hollow Earth as we know it today.
Excuse me.
I'm not. Sorry, but I'm not sold.
I'm sold. Sold now.
Okay.
This list feels like it is a piece of disinformation.
Yeah. I would definitely say that's probably more accurate.
This doesn't seem like this. This seems like a list of bullshit. I would have to. They didn't even mention Mel's Hole on here. Like, I think we could actually compile a better list of more like likely stories that would lend you to at least questioning the possibility that there could be in inner Earth or creatures living on a hollow Earth, or at least large cavernous regions inside the Earth that could support life. This sounds like a bunch of disinfo to discredit hollow Earth in its entirety. I don't know if I believe in hollow Earth, but this list is a bunch of shit, primarily quoting stuff from the 1900s, and they didn't go too deep into Hitler and his Antarctic expedition, or even going too deep into why Hitler believed that there was hollow Earth. This is total disinfo, and but I felt it entertaining enough and compelling enough that we could talk about it. And it's good fodder. It really ate up like 30 minutes, didn't it?
That's what counts.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want you to sell me on hollow Earth. I want you to sell me on Bigfoot or not. Because I guess that's what happened. We countersold on gender, we countersold on Bigfoot, and we countersold on Hollow Earth. So,
look, I maybe next week I'll come back with more concrete reasons about Hollow Earth. This is not it right here. But I think this is actually good for the podcast. We're showing the ridiculous side of these paranormal beliefs, and we'll come back around and with some more believable, interesting stuff. We got to do both sides here, guys. We can't be just full on down the rabbit hole 24/7.
No, we do like holes, but not always.
Yeah,
and there weren't enough holes in that.
There is a race for the holes to the pole. You know,
pole holes.
Yes,
give me to the pole holes.
You got to pay the toll for the boys' hole.
Yes, we're done with Mel.
Pay
all right,
you got to pay the hollow Earth toll to get into this pole's hole.
Yeah, that's right.
Now it's time for the motherfucking news.
I will lose my mind today.
I'm a man.